You know, it hasn't always been easy to be Vanilla Ice, even though at one point he was probably the biggest pop star on the planet.
You wanna battle me anytime, anywhere.
Millions of records sold, toured the world, dated a popular singer and a dancer from Detroit. But all along, with all of that, come the haters and the punchlines, you know, oh, you're a one-hit wonder, oh, you're a wannabe, oh, you're trying to be a fake rap Elvis, all that stuff. So when the records stopped selling, Vanilla Ice, a.k.a. Rob Van Winkle, a guy who once got shook down by Suge Knight, well, he turned to drugs, even attempted suicide. But at some point, Vanilla decided he had to own his past, not run from it, right? Laugh at the haircuts, laugh at the hammer pants. He's having fun now in his new show. It's called Vanilla Ice Goes Amish. But how will they watch it? They're Amish now on TVs.
Good job, guys. I gotta give it to you, man. That's awesome.
Having been through the celebrity ringer himself, Ice has advice for your Mileys and your Biebers. Advice that came to him from an unlikely source.
Please welcome back Rob, everybody. It's Vanilla Ice! Hey, man. Hey, George. I'm good to see you again. How you doing, buddy? Hi. Great to see you, bud. You're welcome. Yeah. Dude. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, brother.
You having a lot of fun?
Yeah, man.
Last time you here, you had a Reno show, you had a house show, and now you're going Amish. What is that
Just
all
like
about?
that, huh? Well, yeah, I mean, what it is, you know, it's the Vanilla Ice project where I do the renovation, and it's meeting, like, the old world Amish, the way they use, you know, their skills and craftsmanship, and they really pride themselves on building things. So I got to go marinate with them for a while and give them a little bit of that feng shui.
Did this come to you because, you know, in your earlier incarnations on reality shows, I mean, you looked like you were struggling with some of the stuff, and then all of a sudden, you changed.
That's the greatest thing is the struggle, because without the struggle, you wouldn't have a reward at the end.
Do you remember this scene here? I'm sure you've seen it played back to you a few times when you had a moment.
You know, he was laughed at a lot, you know, by the media.
You feel like you're living the life, you know?
Oh, what is it, what's that?
This picture, I hate it.
Why don't you like that picture?
I hate it, dude. Any old picture, I just hate it. I hate the whole image thing, everything I was, all that whole thing. I just don't like it.
You serious?
Yeah, man, I do not want to see
You're one of the first
I burned my wardrobe
out
because I hate it.
Them damn pictures and stuff, they kill me, man. I just want to burn them. I hate that old stuff. I'm not here to live in the past.
You were one of the very, very first white rappers. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just an image thing. Music shouldn't be about an image or gimmick. It's about the music. It's a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like it.
I watched that, and I thought, yeah, okay, first of all, he let that go to air. But you knew there were cameras on. You were very clearly stating your position.
I'm an open book.
Yeah?
I don't have any shame in my game. All my, you know, regrets in life are all positive because of the yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery thing. I mean, you can't go back and change them, but you can learn from them, and that makes it a positive.
But you seem to have embraced the Vanilla Ice and the imaging thing now.
I love it.
Did you read a book? Did someone have an intervention with you? Did you have a thing where someone went, listen, man,
George, you saw it firsthand. It was the surreal life. That did miracles for me. I learned from Tammy Faye, who's not with us anymore. She said, you are who you are because of who you were. Embrace your past, whether positive or negative, whether you like it or not, it's you. And it's gonna make you who you are in the future. And even though I wouldn't wish my life on my worst enemy to get where I'm at, I wouldn't change it with anybody today. I'm very grateful for who I am. I'm married 16 years, I got 2 kids, and that's what the meaning of life is, family and friends, not fame and fortune.
Right. But it's still hard.
Life is a struggle.
You're wiring, man. You are who you are, right?
Yes.
So how do you beat that? Is it a daily affirmation?
You embrace everything. You love it all. And now everything you saw me there was at the time when I didn't embrace it, and I hated on myself. And what happened is I flipped the script, and I sat back and I go, you know what? I love those baggy pants and hairdos. I love that. I love the zigzag and shave your eyebrow. Why not? It's a sign of the times. The impact was huge.
When I was at that age, when your record first came out, it wasn't my thing, so I didn't connect with it. But then I saw you on Arsenio, and I watched the way Arsenio Hall talked to you. If you haven't seen it, here's a clip.
Yeah. Well, I just basically said it because, you know, the people who said I never could make it, that I would never amount to SHI, you know, the rest, and you know, that never, you know, said, you know, white boy can't make it in rap music. You know, kiss my wife, you know, the rest. Like, you know, it's like, ha, right in your face, you know.
So this is a white rapper being suppressed kind of revenge.
Something like that.
Now, like I said, we are who we are because of who we were.
Right. Now, what's interesting about that, and I would say this, that I think Arsenio Hall is underrated because he had a show where those conversations were had, you know, which I thought was really neat that he would have that kind of conversation. What do you remember from being in that moment?
That his show got canceled 2 weeks later.
No, you don't
and
take...
I went on to make great investments.
were you really pissed at that?
You know what? I wasn't. My fans were.
Yeah.
You know, I accept all the stuff. I mean, it's all hurdles, and those are what made me. Everything in my life, I've always had adversity to have to face, and that gives me the fuel to drive, to get over that hurdle and say, you know what? If you say I can't do it, well, watch me do it. Right. You know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that needs that fuel. So anytime you got that, it's just, you know, it's all entertainment anyway, so you got to sit back and enjoy it. I don't take it too serious like I used to.
Did you have a makeup moment with him?
No, I never made up. I mean, I don't hold any grudges. I don't care. I mean, he's fine with me, but my fans might not like him.
Dude, he's got a show. You got to go back on that show.
Yeah, but he's not as relevant. It's a little different now.
I also imagine that with Bieber's kind of tough times of late, and even Miley's kind of really, she's in a really complicated place, that you would have a unique perspective. You weren't a child when you broke big, but you were young when you wrote Ice Ice Baby.
I wrote Ice Baby when I was 16 years old.
Right. You're a kid, relatively speaking. You look at them and think, everybody's different, but you know where they can go? Do you have an idea of what they need to do?
100%. I see tons of similarities. And, you know, it's amazing because it's unfortunate for them that it's more entertaining to watch them self-destruct than it is to care about their new single. Right. And, you know, we think of Britney Spears when she shaved her head, and, you know, of course...
That was heartbreaking when she did that.
And she does the drugs, she loses her kids, Kevin Federline, all this mess, but she came out on top. And, you know, I had a weekend that lasted a few years. And it's like a snow globe. It gets shaken up, and it has to settle before you figure out what your purpose in life is. And then you have to transition from being a kid to an adult. And that's hard enough as it is, but throw money and fame in there, and then all your artificial friends you have around you telling you everything you want to hear, and then seeing your fans every day, you become a puppet. Right. So you really don't know what reality is yet. And then there's going to be a point where it all crashes, and at that point, you got to figure out your purpose in life, like in reality, in real life.
Not the guy on stage.
Right, and plus in the 8th grade, when you like Justin Bieber, if you're in the 11th grade, you're gonna be like, you still listen to Justin Bieber? I listened to that in the 8th grade. You know, you're gonna move on. Right. And that bottom just drops out from under you, and it's so big that the bottom drops, it drops like a ton of lead.
When you say, and I understand the weekend lasting 2 years thing, I've had those in my life, but what did it feel like to you when you were in that haze?
The worst feeling ever. I had over $100 million and tried to commit suicide. I didn't even want to live, George. I just didn't even know what life was. And I tried to escape using stupid drugs with all these fake friends I had around me, and let me tell you, it's much better in real reality and to find a purpose in life, and it's not fame and it's not fortune. You're not born with that, you're not gonna die with it. It's about family and friends, and that's the real.
More with Vanilla Ice after this.
Hey.
That's great, man. So good. Oh, fuck, you're so good at this. All right, as the conversation with Vanilla continues, I want to go back to a more innocent time for him. Costumes. Role-playing with Madonna, all right? Yeah, seriously, we'll get into that next. Welcome back to the program. We're hanging out with Vanilla Ice. All right, answer Paul Joe. You ready? Are you worried about you and your Amish brothers and or sisters running into a rival Mennonite sect with a bad attitude and a wagon full of hay forks? It could get very witness.
Crazy things can happen, George.
Really?
I've seen worse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But in the Amish community, have you seen a brawl?
I haven't seen a brawl. They're very peaceful people. Mm-hmm. And they do get to, you know, check out everything that's going on. They weren't too happy about LeBron leaving Ohio.
They sure
but
weren't.
I was, because he came to Miami.
Wait a second.
Championship, baby.
Wait a second. The Amish were pissed about LeBron. They don't have TV. How do they even know who LeBron is?
That's what I said to them. And they go, we read the newspaper. But to be truthful, let me tell you the truth. I went to take a leak around the outside. Sorry. The barn. We're in the country, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to take a leak around the backside of the barn, and I saw the old world Amish guy smoking a cigarette on his iPhone. He was Googling LeBron James.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, man.
What is your best memory from your time with Madonna?
Wait, just don't throw that out there like that.
What's your best memory from your time? You're friends with Madonna?
We had great times. I mean, you know, you take away the fame and everything, and you got two people who just basically had a normal relationship, and I wish I could tell you more about it and throw some fireworks in there or something, but it was kind of cool. Like, we would go to the movies, we would have we had disguises. I had a mustache and a hat with hair coming down, and she would go as an old lady. And we could just walk in, and the bodyguards would be like 20 feet behind, you know, so just kind of looking like, you know, we're nobody, and just walk in and go in there and see our movie and just have a good, normal, we'd do dinner that way, and nobody'd ever recognize us. It was the greatest.
Vanilla Ice, everybody. Vanilla Ice goes on with Sundays on DIY Network in Canada. Good to see you, my man. Be well. My pleasure, brother. We'll be right back. I love that.